Just talking about numbers again, you said 4.1 million people in the UK are living in poverty. I mean, that's a big number.
Yeah, and 4.5 million people in the UK are currently living in fuel poverty. And that number is set to rise to 6.5 million people in April when the energy prices kick in, and it will rise further to 8.5 million people by October. And that's absolutely shocking. Before the pandemic, one of my fellow panellists today who was speaking on behalf of Energy Action said that 80 people a day were dying in the UK as a result of living in cold homes. And that was pre-pandemic, before Ukraine, before everything. So those figures are set to be an awful lot worse.
I mean, Jack, we have got a minister here. So as you're talking about the cost of living squeeze pre the war in Ukraine, what would you say now that you'd want to see done?
I think that people are really struggling and really suffering at the moment, and a lot of people are, and that is only going to get worse. And we need a rapid intervention in order to lift those people out of poverty, out of cold homes, out of hunger, out of those difficult circumstances, because it's not something I say lightly. People are dying, people have died, and more people will die. And we've seen that the Chancellor can find a whole orchard of magic money trees for his pet projects, for things that he deems to be worthy, eat out to help out, writing off furlough fraud, and he needs to go and dig around in that orchard and find some money for people who don't have the same recourse, don't have the same voice, don't necessarily have sort of the same lobbying power, and that's children, disabled people, vulnerable people, elderly people, and act in their best interests as well.
Paul?
Some really interesting points there, Jack, and I'd be interested to see. I'll go back and look back at the evidence you gave this morning. It sounds fascinating. Really important issue. I think some of the difference was something like the Eat Out to Help Out, for example. It's a one-off hit, a good amount of money, as you say, rightly say. What we've got to find is those sustainable solutions so that we can be supporting children in exactly those kind of environments and families in those environments over the months and years ahead.